I've been wanting to shoot this video for quite some time, but essentially what I really want to talk about today is why you're having issues with committing to your plant-based diet or your plant-based nutritional plan, or just introducing more plants into your diet, whole foods that is, and why we're having an issue with it. And I'm just gonna kind of go off of how I feel. I'm doing some grounding work myself. I believe that one of the first stages of real self-love is improving what you're putting into your body. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, we can all agree that we are a spirit or a soul with a body and not the other way around. And what I mean by that is, one of the things that we can do most, or one of the most important things we can do to show ourselves some real true self-love. We're in this space where you hear a lot of people talk about self-love, releasing the trauma, healing. And the truth of it is one of the most important things you can do, or one of the most important ways that you can show yourself real true self-love, is improving the things that you put into your body, the things that you put into this spacesuit, right? And why we're having a hard time committing to those things is because we're still operating from a level of the physical. What I've learned about this process, one of the most important things that I learned about this process, is that it is spiritual. There are moments where I'm doing a video, baby. It's okay. Once I finish this video, we'll get ready to go to have our daddy daughter day. Okay. Once I finish this video, we'll get ready to go have our daddy daughter day. So go get ready to go. Yes, ma'am. Do me a favor. Go brush your teeth. Wash your face, please. All right. Thank you. So this is not something physical. It's physical in the sense that our body has to go through the changes and the commitments, and we have to be mindful of what we eat and what we're eating, and asking what's in that particular said food item for committing a plant-based diet, to make sure there's no animal products in there. And not only that, we want to think about whole foods. We want to think about putting the right things, not just avoiding eating animals or anything that come from an animal, but actually putting real whole foods in our body so that we can get the real benefit. And to me, that's one of the most important things you can do. That is true self-love.
The spirit of the consumed animal can affect your energy. This energy transfers into your own energetic state.
True self-love. That is true self-love, is putting the right foods in your body. That is the absolute best way that you can thank yourself. And the reason why I know that is because the way I look at it is simple. No matter what we believe in, we all have our different set of beliefs. Very powerful, first of all, because our minds are extremely powerful, but our belief is something individualized to the individual. So it's very personal to the individual, essentially. So if our belief is only physical, and I've locked in on the mindset, which is a belief that there is no way that I could stop eating animal products. I just love meat. There's no way that I cannot have this. You have already committed to that. That is affirming. You are affirming to yourself. You are expressing a belief, not only with thought, which is the electrical impulse, but emotion, which is the magnet, which is attracting that experience to you. There is no possible way that you'll be able to stop eating meat or change your diet or commit to something substantial because of that said affirmation. As a therapist, I spend a lot of time getting people to be aware of what they're saying to themselves. So it can sound like I'm nitpicking at the things, but what I want to do is really make you aware. We are affirming to ourselves. We are saying that we cannot do something. And simply put, your wish is my command. This is what the subconscious mind is. The subconscious mind is not rejecting anything. The subconscious mind just simply record what you put out into the universe, and then what you magnetize with emotion. And that emotion drives it to you. That belief factor plays a huge role. What do I believe? So first thing I can do, if I want to change my mindset, I need to change my belief. Your belief is the reason why you're not succeeding in this process. It's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. All right. So I don't want to sit here and you guys feel, well, you just don't understand. I grew up eating those same things just like you do. And I always tell this story. I always tell people that I didn't stop necessarily making my transition. I didn't stop eating meat because I felt like it was nasty, or because of, I'm gonna keep it a buck, animal cruelty. I didn't change for that. That wasn't my thing. Even to this day, I don't crave it like, oh, I want some, but the smell of it doesn't make me feel icky. Now, the thought of it entering my body does, because now I am being very responsible with what I put in this thing. Another reason, it's not real to you yet, right? And what I mean by that, you haven't come across a situation in your life where you have to make a change. Right now, you just want to, and wants aren't good enough. Most of us want to be millionaires, but then there's a part that's going to do the steps in order to become a millionaire. So it all points back to, it's not physical, it's absolutely spiritual, right? It's not real. Doctor hadn't told you yet, hey brother, you better stop eating that stuff. I don't want anyone think that I'm speaking that over their life, but I have to be real in this world, is that some things is inevitable. For example, we all are aware of what processed foods are doing to our body. All of us. We know that it is slowly causing us to experience disease, regardless of if it's in my family or not. Research from doctors, but research from our experience has, if it hasn't shown you that genes play a role, but it's not the absolute said factor. And oftentimes we use our genes as cognitive dissonance to avoid doing what we know we need to do. But anyway, if I'm eating this way, then the likelihood of me experiencing this is higher. It's increased. So if I'm eating poorly, and we know these things come with disease, we know these things come with chronic illness, etc., anxiety, depression, etc. But then I get to the point where these experiences are true. These are real experiences. I'm having issues with sleeping and things of that nature. As we understand that this is an experience, my real question is, why do we wait until we get there? And now we're having all these negative experiences, and I'm upset. I'm in resent. I'm in regret. Instead of, when I'm here, I'm in a space where I'm capable of making not the immediate change, but the gradual change. I'm in a place where I can do that. Why not do that? To avoid those experiences. I love my brother, and he knows how I feel about him. And he has some experiences growing up, and I was younger than him, so I was able to watch some experiences from a distance. And to be totally honest, he redirected me to another different directions, and I'm very grateful for that experience, and he knows that, right? So, ooh, the sun coming out, that's divine, right? But he knows that. So I was able to make improved or aware decisions based off his experience, and that helped. So that's what I'm saying, is we know that we're going in that direction. There's so much information these days that shows we're in a place where we don't have to make an immediate change, right? So let's make the gradual change. Let's start implementing new things into our life now, where we have days where we're eating less meat. Or I was talking to a family member the other day, and they are making some changes. I'm very extremely excited about that, because they obviously mean so much to me. But they talked about eating differently, and I offered the suggestion, just trying to make a suggestion. We understand that we like meat. I know meat presents some benefits in terms of protein and all of those things, but we also know that the way that the meat is being prepared these days, with more added things are also stripping you of your energy, I would say. And I mean not energy in terms of I'm excited moving through my day. I'm talking about vibrant vitality, lively energy. When you're eating foods that provides electrical in life, that's one of the best things about plant-based eating. We want to eat foods that's giving us life. So, but anyway, this particular person, I offered a suggestion to get to the point where we change the perspective when we start eating meat as our side. So we don't eat vegetables or sides with every meal, right? But we do eat protein. So flip it around, and your whole foods, your fruits and whole foods become your main dish. And then use your consumption of animal products or meat, if you have to, towards the end of the day, or maybe a quarter of your plate instead of being 3/4 of your plate. These are things that we can start doing to start changing our life. As a mental health professional, I see the disconnect or the trauma that food plays behind us. So this is what prompted us to create products in that area to help people transition. And I'm able to help people when I'm in direct contact with them doing either therapy or brain training. However, we wanted to create some ways where I can expand my reach. We are in the digital age. We are consuming more of the online space. That's what prompted us to create House 1122, helping people transition to a more of a plant-based eating lifestyle, incorporating more whole food. It's a 6-week program that allows you to first become educated on what plant-based eating is, and then also help you create the mindset of what plant-based eating, and then also help you go through a period where you're actually transitioning, opposed to this idea in our mind that we're going to have an instant change. It's just not going to work that way. So, but we're in a position where our backs are not against the wall. So we can start making those subtle changes, and that will be much easier than this idea of when the doctor says, hey, if you don't stop eating this will happen to you, or you will have this happen. I'm very compassionate for those people who are currently going through those type of experiences, but even more, I'm speaking to the person who is not there. I'm speaking to you who is on the brink, knows that they need to make some changes. I'm talking to you. So one of the first things you can do right now is obviously hit the link in the bio, get the 6-week program, start learning about plant-based eating. But even beyond that, you can start creating the mindset now. Why do you want to do this? Why do you need to do this? Who is this for? When we talk about giving ourselves real self-love, start healing yourself. Start blessing yourself with the right foods. So when we say grace, like even that idea, like when I say grace, I want to feel gratitude, and I feel even more grateful when I'm putting foods that's actually feeding my body in an energetic level, not just gluttony. Man, and I hate saying those kind of things because it does feel targeting to a degree, but at some point I have to look people in their eyes and say, hey, it is time. What are we waiting for? If you really want to heal yourself, if you say you love yourself for real, let's start showing yourself real love by taking care of this vehicle that God has given us to experience this reality. All right, House 1122, link in the bio, 6-week transition. We also are completing our first recipe book. It's just a mini recipe book just to help people get started. It's our taco creations. So a different variety of tacos that help you get started. Very easy, simple meals that are nutritious. So hit the link in the bio, leave a comment on the page. If you have some questions about you're in a space of transition to a plant-based diet and you're having some struggles, hit the comment section and communicate that to me. This is how we open up this community. You may ask a question that someone else needs to know. We are in a space where we can share this experience with one another so that we can help each other really heal. All right? Peace.